Hello and welcome to Amethyst Style Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at a variety of things. We're looking at a retired ink, which is cinnamon cider, but I'm only using that because it coordinates with the designer series paper that I'm using. So I've got, have a look, I'm using up scraps and things. So I've got this really lovely one which was from the hand penned, and it's got cinnamon cider in. One of the great things about Stampin' Up is everything coordinates. So I'm using a scrap of this. Again, you can see the coordination. I've only got a tiny little piece of that, so that was just for matting. We're using hand-penned petals because I absolutely love this. It's beautiful, beautiful set. We're using a butterfly from Brilliance. Again, I stamp out, it's a one large image. So if I show you this one, what I tend to do is stamp out the whole image, and then when I'm in a colouring mood, I'll just colour a pile, put them in a little jiffy bag, keep them in the case. So when I need a butterfly, I've always got a variety to use, and that's Butterfly Brilliance. And then I've used the sentiment from Best Delivery, which is sending lots of love today and each day after. I've taken that out and I've just used the sending lots of love. So we're going to work on this one, and we're going to make what's called a diamond card. So it's a triple diamond card. So let me show you the basis of this. So you've got your card base, and you've got your white mat that goes over, which is, this is 1/4 of an inch smaller. So what I've done is I have cut 3 squares in the coordinating cardstock, and these, what I do is I measure across my card. So my card on this one is, this piece is 5 1/4 inches, 5 1/4 inches by 3 1/2. That's what I use for mine in the UK. You can use whatever size you want. So if I take 5 1/2, and then I look at roughly what is going to go corner to corner with a bit of a gap over. So these are 1 3/4 of an inch square, and the mat is 1 1/2. So 1 1/2 and 1 3/4, so 1/4 of an inch, but whatever you want. And then you can put them how you want them. So I'm going to have one of them here. So that point comes to that side. I'm going to have the other one with the point on this side. So you match it so that the point runs each side on there. So that gives you, and then you put the final piece in on the center like that. Okay, but before we do that, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So I only want a little bit of stamping because I want to coordinate it all in together. So I'm taking the hand penned, and I'm going to use this one, I think, because I think that's going to work quite nicely. Oops, I've just dropped a stamp out of there. I think I've got too many masks in on this. I use this stamp set again quite a lot, so I keep masks and things in there for when I'm doing it, and I obviously didn't put everything back properly. So what did we say we were going to use? We're going to use the this one, I think. Yes, let's take this out of here, and I'm going to take this one out because I think that's going to work nicely. And maybe one of these, or I might actually use the little flowers. Let me just see once I get it out of what I think is going to be the best. And I think probably the little flowers, actually, because I don't want anything to take up too much room on this. So let me just put these, need to sort this case out because I've got so many bits and pieces in there. So I want to do it in the cinnamon cider, and I'm going to take I'm going to take this little one first, I think. And, oops, come on, stick that on here. It's obviously getting a little bit less sticky. Right, okay, so what I want to do is to make sure that, so this is going to come from here to here. So I want my line, or my pattern is going to come across in on the center from here. So from about, if I put this on my grid paper, from about 2 down to up 1, 2, 3, from here 1, 2, 3. We'll have it 3 and 3. Okay, so if I start this one off, and I'm doing it all in, oh, that's not going to stick, is it? This has got, need to just huff on this, and that should pick it up. Oh, it won't. Dear me, I'm not doing very well with this at the moment, am I? I've got a stamp that's not, let me just get a scrap out, so it's not going to come in. Come on, little scrap. Put it down on here. For some reason, it doesn't want to pick up. There we go. Right, that's better. And then I can see whether I want to do it full strength or partial strength. I think partial strength, actually. So I'm going to stamp it off once. And then I'm going to put it down. What did we say? We were going to take it down 1, 2, about 3. So let's take it to here. And we'll take, I'm just doing them a little bit higher and a little bit lower, because it's literally just going to give a little bit of a background. Like that. I'm turning it round, and we'll take the other one to about there. I'm doing them sort of in different places so I can then just sort of see how we're doing on it. Let's turn it back round the other way. If I put this in on here, perfect. That's just going to show, because I don't want it to show overly. I just want it to add a little bit of interest to the background instead of keeping it just white. Now, you can keep it just white if you're, you know, you like your white spaces and things. I like to add sort of different textures and looks and things. So I'm taking the smaller one now. Sorry, that was my Simply Chamois tucked in underneath, because I don't want it all over the place. So these little flowers as well are rather nice, and I might do these full strength actually. So I'm going to tuck those in on here like that, turn it round the other way. So I'm just sort of making sure that wherever there's likely to be a little bit poking through, it's going to have a little bit of interest. So I'm just doing a few of these dotted in between. There's no, as I say, particular rhyme or reason to it, or the right way up or anything like that. It's literally just adding a bit of texture. And by doing one series, one of the flowers stamped off, it looks as if it's two colours, which is rather good. It's the nice thing about the inks that you can get various different shades and tones by literally just stamping off. So if I clean this one up, so I'm not going to use the other one because I decided that that was a little bit heavy. So I'm just using these ones, and they were from the hand penned. So we can now start to build up a card. So we're going to have this in on here, and you can see that the brown on this goes because it matches the colours on here, but on its own it looks a bit odd, but that's all right because once we've got the other layers on, it will work really quite well. So I'm just going to run a little bit of wet glue along here, pop this in on here, and that's my base. Okay, now we're going to take these ones and we want one on either side. And I need to make sure, I'm going to have some bits and pieces sort of tucked in here and there. So I'm going to have two of them down with wet glue. And I'm going to have the others up with dimensionals. So again, we're adding layers and textures and things on here. So, and as I say, choose what designer series paper you've got over. You only need tiny little scraps, and then you can, you know, use it as you want. I'm literally just finding some dimensionals. I want some larger dimensionals, and there we go. So I've got my little pot because then I can add some little gems or twinklies or something if I want to. So these two we're going to put down with just wet glue. Okay, so again, just sort of put it so that the pattern comes where you want it, and you want that point literally in on the center and the other one's facing upwards. So that's that one. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing with the other piece. And that's going to then go, I think, at that angle. So I'm going to take it on there and then make sure that that point is facing upwards and the other point is facing downwards. So can turn it round so one point is facing upwards and the other is down, and as I say, you can pivot it a bit. Okay, so that's two of them in, and this one I'm going to put up with dimensionals purely because I want to tuck some things underneath and add some layers and all of those good things. So I'm just going to put some, we'll have one at the top and one at the bottom, I think, because I want to be able to tuck some things in on the side. So that's going to go up that way. Or it might go down the other way, I don't know. Let me have a look and see. We want that flower, we want it that way, I think. So on this one, again, we just need to make sure that that's going in on the center as much as we can. And it's going to be level with the top and the bottom. And we'll just put that in. So you can see you've got different layers on that which work quite nicely. And then it's about adding embellishments and things to just bring it up. So as I said, I've used Sending Lots of Love, and I've used that in the cinnamon cider with the little bit that I've got left. And I didn't want the other part, but I like the font of that. I've got these two leaves which are from Forever Fern, but I really like those. I want those to come in on either side. Now what I might do is to just trim them a little bit, and then I've got the butterfly to go in on the center. So these are going to go in, but I want them trimmed off just a little bit because they're going to tuck in underneath, but I want them to be tucked in quite well. So that's going to go in like that. And let's just take the stalk off of this one, or the stem rather, like that. And then that one can go in underneath like that. Okay, and I don't think I want those up with dimensionals. I'm going to have those flat. So, as I say, it's all about just building up layers that then look you've got lots of interest in the card. So that one goes down there. And as I say, these were from Forever Fern. And as I said, whenever I am doing something, I always tend to do a couple more of them and keep them in the bag, so that when I'm doing a project like this, I've always got a few what I call added pieces that I then don't have to do from scratch. So that's those. Then we've got this butterfly. And again, if you look back in my videos, I've shown how I colour in the butterflies and things. Now, do I want this one dimensional just down on here, or do I want it standing up? I don't know. I don't think I want another layer, because that will take it a little bit higher, but it'll make it look better. I am going to take another one. So on the back of this, we are going to have I want just a little strip of dimension to come down on here. So I'm just going to take the edge part of this. So I can then take that, and hopefully that'll be enough of that. Whoops. Always difficult trying to get them out there. Well, just peeled the top off instead of the bottom, but never mind. We should be able to just get this out. Come on. That's it. It was just stuck on itself. So with a bit of luck, I should be able to take that in on here. It's going to come up to there, and then I'm going to have to just take that piece off, because it's not, it needs to be just trimmed off. So let's just take this little piece down here. Come on. There we go. Okay, so I don't want, I just want the centre of it done. Oh, we've still got a little bit showing. I don't want that. Tuck that back a bit. There we go. Okay, so the butterfly is going to go in on the centre here, just popped up a little bit. I can just put that in. So if I wanted to, I can just take the wings up just a little bit to just add a little bit of height. And then we've got the sending lots of love. And again, I'm probably just going to tuck that in, because I want the triangle part to show. So let's see if that will go in. No, that's going to have to go on top, isn't it? That's fine. We're going to put a bit of dimensional in on there. I need to get my little ones out, because they're too, or my minis, because they're not coming up high enough. So let's put a one in the center on each one of these, and then we can have one in on the side. Like that. There we go. So this is going to have the sending. Like that. And so that's going to go in, whoops. That's going to go in like that. Nice and straight. So we've got sending. And then this is going to be the lots of love. So it just is using the colours that you've got in the designer series paper. And you can see a lot of the designer series paper has been covered over, but that's fine, because it's just about building up the layers that just make this look, I want that to come in like that, that just make it look a lovely sort of layered card with different colours and things. Now, to just finish it off, I'm going to have a look through and see with different coloured gems and things. I can have whatever colours I want. I actually am going to use, I'm not even sure what, these were the in colours. All of these ones are retiring, so I'm trying to use things that will brighten up. Now you could contrast it completely with some pink, You could use the green. I'm actually going to use this one, which is on here, which is very similar to the background on here. So we'll have 1, 2, and we'll have a, ooh, I always need to try and get it into a triangle. I might actually have it right on here, like that. There we go. So we've just added a little bit of twinkly in on there. You can put wink of Stella in on top on there, but you've got a really rather pretty card using this diamond cuts, as opposed to, and all it is taking a square and moving it up so that it puts it on the diagonal, but it adds a rather lovely sort of fun dimensional card. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well, please be kind, look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.